A very good morning to one and all present here at the inaugural session of the International Conference on Technology-Enabled Online and Distance Learning for Education in the context of the new education policy proposed in 2020, jointly organized by Directorate of Distance Education, that is doing exemplary work in bringing education to remote areas across the nation, and Department of Computer Science that takes the pride of place not only in the university but across the nation, as its MCA and other programs are known across India. I'm really pleased and delighted to welcome first and foremost our guest of honor, Professor Dr. K. Sankara Narayan Sami. He is Director of National Institute of Technology, Karaikal. We wholeheartedly welcome you, sir, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us this morning for this conference. I also welcome the energetic and efficient organizers of this conference, Professor C.K. Ramaiah, Directorate of Distance Education, and Professor Chitralekha, Dean, School of Engineering and Technology. I welcome all the deans, HODs, faculty members from different departments, research scholars, students, and non-teaching staff present here this morning. In fact, in the original program, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Gurmeet Singh, and Professor S. Mohan, who is the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry Technological University, our neighbor here at Pondicherry, were supposed to join us this morning, but unfortunately, due to certain other important commitments, work in the ministry, they will not be able to be with us this morning. It is a big loss to us because both of them are known to be terrific orators. We also had the occasion of listening to Professor S. Mohan early this month, and we really enjoyed the talk. So it's a loss for us, but both of them have sent their apologies and their best wishes for us for the success of this conference and also for the volume of essays that will come out as a result of deliberations and debates during this conference. So I thank them for their good wishes. I now request our guest of honor and the organizers of this conference to step forward to light the lamp. I also invite Professor Siv Satya, Joint Secretary of this conference and Head Department of Computer Science, and Dr. Sunita to join us for lighting the lamp, please. And to our co-organizer, Professor Chitralekha. As I stand on the stage today, I'm reminded of my days in 2007 when I was a research scholar at Louisiana State University in the USA. I was one of the rare people holding on to landline. I was very reluctant in purchasing a cell phone. And I believe many in this gathering, many of my senior colleagues would in a way identify with me. I had to travel that year, so my friends and family had to force me to purchase a cell phone. And it so happened in COVID that many of us who were very reluctant users of gadgets, technological gadgets, rose up to the challenge and started using the same cell phones and same smartphones to disseminate knowledge and to receive knowledge. This, I believe, is almost a miracle because it has allowed us in very interesting ways to rethink education, especially with the use of technology. And today we all are very privileged to be a part of this discussion through this international conference, which I believe is very timely and relevant. It is crucial, in fact, for us to rethink education, especially when it comes to technology, and particularly when it comes to distance education, a kind of education that our DDE has been known to be disseminating to the remotest areas of this country. This conference, I believe, will allow us to rethink our pedagogical strategies in manner that would be relevant and more interesting to the students, to the generation, to the ever-changing times. With these words, I would like to invite the organizer of this conference, Professor C.K. Ramaiah, to welcome the gathering and also present the scope of this conference. To you.
Very good morning to all. Honorable Vice Chancellor Pondicherry University, Professor Gurmeet Singh Ji. So unfortunately we do not have here because yesterday he called and told, of course, he has an appointment with the Minister, and we are in the process of getting Prime Minister to inaugurate our auditorium. Because of that reason, he showed his inability, and he has conveyed his actually best wishes to all of us. And then Honorable Director of National Institute of Technology, Karaikal, Dr. K. Shankar Narayan Swamiji, and also Professor actually Mohan, Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry Technological University. He has actually urgent meeting. Yesterday I met him. He said actually, and he has sent message, but actually he has expressed his inability to join and to this. Otherwise, we are supposed to actually the dignitaries, and the conference would have been actually inaugurated. And my colleague, Professor Chitralekha Madam, Joint Secretary, and all actually the Joint Secretaries, and conference participants, the guests and invitees, and 7 keynote speakers, and from India and abroad, deans, HODs, and staff and faculty members of Computer Science, Department of Computer Science, staff members of Directorate of Distance Education, scholars, students of Pondicherry University, and all the members actually participated in this hall, in this inaugural meeting. Namaskar, Vanakkam, and very good morning to all of you. First and the foremost, I would like to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor and Professor Gurmeet Singh Ji, who could actually not join this inaugural meeting, as I told you already, because of some actually sudden meeting in Delhi. He conveyed his best wishes for the success of this international conference. He has also conveyed his blessings to all the organizers and the participants of this conference. I would like to thank him for extending his full support and approving the funds to organizing this conference. And I would like to thank from the organizing committee, and also from my behalf, I would like to thank Dr. K. Shankar Narayan Swamiji, Director of National Institute of Technology, Karaikal, who has accepted our invitation, and who has, though we call him actually guest of honor, now he is the chief guest actually, and acting as chief guest inaugurating this conference. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And we also thank actually at this stage actually Professor Mohan, who has sent the message and who showed actually told to inability to join the conference. Now I would like to briefly tell about the DDE, because basically many of you do not know And the Directorate of Distance Education was established in 1995. Now, DDE is offering 20 programs, including 8 MBA programs, 4 PG programs, and actually 8 UG programs. All these programs are accrued by the AICTE and DEB UGC, New Delhi. And the one speciality of the DDE is fully automated. Submitting of the application form to actually is issuing of the provisional degree certificate. The entire process is automated. That's one of the things. And another specialty is actually high quality education and low fee structure is actually our specialty, because of which this one Pondicherry University DD has got some kind of brand name in this country, of course. So on the occasion of Silver Jubilee celebrations, of course, Directorate of Distance Education organized a series of lectures from the internationally renowned academicians from Australia, UK, US, Singapore, and many more other countries. We also arranged international webinars series and also conducted a seminar on open education resources, 2 workshops for our students on communication skills. This is actually one of the important things requirement for the distance students. And we on this occasion DD is organizing 2 conferences. This conference we collaborate with the Department of Computer Science. We are happy in collaborating with that. So the present international conference is enabling the online distance education, learning for education. Would be a good platform to discuss all the issues related to technology-enabled online and distance education. So in this context, DDE feels happy in organizing this international conference along with the Department of Computer Science. And so why technology-enabled online learning is important? Because if you see the recent survey, the result shows that 54% of Indian students would like their university courses to be incorporate more online learning content, of course. The reasons why the technology-enabled online learning is the future of learning, including online education helps to decide the learning pace for the students. It also enables flexible learning schedules suitable for everyone, resulting in a perfect work and study in balance, of course. Various colleges, universities are offering online courses in place of regular in a wide variety of the subject areas. Now it is the very popular concept, of course. Online programs are accessible from anywhere, any part of the country, any time or any part of the world. And technology-enabled learning involves exposure to online learning tools like e-books, video content, or many more the electronic the materials which are of their interest. So online education is more affordable than the traditional education, and the students get high quality courses for a comparatively lesser amount of this fee structure. So overall, the benefits of technology-enabled online learning, including collaborative learning atmosphere, then encouraging active participation, access to the latest information. So the technology-enabled learning describes the use of technology, platforms, systems, and digital content to extend and enhance the student-centered learning. So the main benefit of the learning management systems is to convenience of having all course materials in a central location. This allows the instructor to streamline the workflow and provide structure to the students. Some of the examples of the learning management systems include the Canvas, Moodle, Blackboard, etc. It comes to the distance learning is different from the traditional face-to-face learning and requires different approaches to keep the students actively engaged. When creating a virtual learning environment or virtual classrooms, it is crucial to equip instructor with the right set of technology tools to help and bridge the gap between the in-person and online plans. So it comes to the scope of the conference, and the conference covered the general issues and solutions related to online and distance learning, with focus on incorporating the recommendations of the NEP 2020. Technological solutions for facing and teaching the learning process in general. while implementing the National Education Policy 2020. Educational and pedagogical practices, interactive methods, success stories, case studies with respect to the adult and continuing education. So the conference tries to identify the required ICT tools and technology solutions that might enable the content creators, content delivery and assessment and storing of mechanism. Also provide an opportunity for practitioners to exchange their views in the form of the case studies. So at this outset, actually, we would like to thank the DRDO, the McGraw-Hill company, who has sponsored the conference. My sincere thanks to all the members of the organizing committee for their, particularly all the staff of the Department of Computer Science and also the staff of Directorate of Distance Education for their hard work to the success of this conference. So we would like to thank the twinning partners of the institution, Pondicherry University, who took time in participating and also helping us in chairing some of the sessions. We want to actually add the proceeding this conference to the book. That is the reason actually now we release actually in the ebook form. And once the proceedings are ready, we'll be adding to that and bringing the printed volume after the conference. We would like to assure all the participants we will be sending the volume to you maybe another 2 weeks, and that you need to bear us because so without the proceedings it will not make sense, of course. That is the reason actually we delayed this process. And at this stage actually I would like to request all the participants, make sure your address, correct address is given to the registration desk, because we'll be sending to that address only this book. If you have given a wrong address, it will reach to somewhere else. Kindly make sure actually before you are going, your address is, right address is given to our registration desk. With this small background and the scope of this conference, being organizing secretary of this conference, I would like to actually thank I would like to welcome to you all to this international conference and also thank you for participation. So enjoy your conference and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your welcome address and also for briefly presenting the very good work that DDE has been doing here at Pondicherry University in making education available to all irrespective of their geographical locations, and also insisting on the fact that technology-based pedagogical strategies could provide an essential base to distance education in its growth. I would now like to invite our guest of honor, Professor K. Sankaranarayan Swamy, for his speech. He is an established and well-known scholar, having finished his PhD from IIT Madras in mechanical engineering, design and manufacturing processes. He is someone who has served at various prestigious institutes such as REC Trichy, NIT Trichy, before joining NIT Karaikal as a director. He has guided more than 15 PhDs, has over 60 publications in international journals of repute, has given numerous international talks, has completed various projects including those with MHRD and BHEL Trichy, and has been visiting faculty in the USA, China, Malaysia and Slovakia. Sir, we are very pleased to have you amidst us this morning and we are looking forward to your speech.
A warm good morning to one and all present over here. Respected Professor Ramaya, Director of the Distance Education and the Organizing Secretary of this wonderful conference. Professor Chitralega, with whom I had an interaction when we had our faculty selection at our campus. Respected deans, professors, faculty members, scholars and students. Thank you very much for inviting me to this campus, wonderful campus. I had come to Pondicherry University quite a few times, basically as a scrutinizer for the examination papers Maybe for 5 or 6 visits I would have come, and after that I could not come because of other engagements. Well, this conference is apt in time with which is going to mingle very well with NEP 2020, the International Conference on Technology-Enabled Online and Distance Learning for Education in the context of NEP 2020. Well, let me share my experience with this distance education which took place in 2014. In 2014, I offered 2 elective subjects. It's a ulta of the distance education what we are thinking of now. Because the resource person is remote, all the students are in the classroom. It was offered by a professor from Old Dominion University, Norfolk, that is in Virginia. And he is relatively young at the age of around 67 years. And he is a very, very sincere person. The class starts around in this evening around 5:30. For him, it was I think 9.5 hours difference, I think. Okay, early morning. After completing this class, he has to go to the university. First, the response was about 30 students registered. It was on composite materials. And he is I told you, he is a very sincere person. His scribbling pad is the whiteboard. He will write whatever is to be taken as just the way we write on the whiteboard. At that time, he focuses the camera onto the scribbling pad. And when he talks, the focus will be on him. And myself, along with my research scholar, will be there in the class to monitor the attendance of the students as well as their attention in the class. And when the assessment comes, he will send the question paper to us, and we'll take the multiple by email. We take multiple copies and give it to the students, and we evaluate it. And the answers has to be scanned and sent to him, as well as the marks what we have awarded. And he will scrutinize our evaluation also. And the next semester, he was willing to offer another elective. So advanced engineering material was the subject that he was offering. And this time we have to limit the participants because the class capacity was only 60. And that class was attended both by MTech students as well as the research scholars, because it's a slightly advanced topic, along with, of course, the BTech students. So that was, you can say, the flipped online class. Resource person is remote and the students are in the classroom. But at that time we did not have this Google Meet or all these tools. What we had is only Skype. Those classes were conducted through Skype. Well, when this pandemic came, at least in our institution, we renamed it. Instead of a cycle test and examination, we called it as assessments. In fact, we should do only assessment. We should not conduct the test or examination. We have to assess the learning level of the students, not their brain capacity. That's what I instructed my faculty. And the type of assessment what they conducted, some of the assessments, it went on, started somewhere around in the afternoon 2 o'clock, went on up to night 12 o'clock. Because they took it personally, and instead of giving some sort of the objective type questions or whatever it is, they conducted one-to-one interviews on the subject. That's how they have taken it. Well, there are pros and cons in having this online, because always that physical contact, when we see the people in person, and that personal touch, and the campus life. Now, if IIT Madras or NIT Trichy are so popular, not because of the faculty and facilities and all those things. 50 to 70%, I would say, the environment you produce, you have in the campus. That is what is making them great. Of course, contribution is there, but this is very, very important. Your peer learning will take place in a one-to-one interaction. But we can have blending of these two things. Now, if you want special subjects like what I said, if it could be done through online and also you provide them the hostel environment, campus life, it is, you are giving the benefit of both. As your Professor Ramaya said, you can pull in people. You can pull in people from different universities who are the best in it. And also, those people are ready to contribute because the time what they spent for offering this 1 hour or 2 hour program is hardly about 1 or 2 hours only. They need not to travel, they need not to take rest, and they need not to travel back. And your financial burden is also reduced. You need not to pay for the TDE. Right? So much of benefits are there, and that's why this blended learning is the best for as we go forward. Well, as I was telling, in the online mode, there are a lot of assessment issues are there. You would have seen that so much of people would have cleared all their arrears during this 2 years period. Right? So now we are also helpless. So that is opened out a new research area, that is the education technology. Online education technology is a new research area that has come up now, through which you have to devise tools to have real assessment. How to give the real assessment, number one. How to deliver the material properly, number two. Number three, how to monitor the class, whether they are attending in the class, all these things. When you take a class of about 60, 30 to 40 people, students are always attentive. They are good. But the remaining 15 to 20 students may not be attentive. And our duty is to make them also to understand for the courses that they have registered. That is the duty of the faculty. We have to have some means of doing it. So these are the areas research has to be focused. This type of workshop, conferences will assemble the people who are working in this area from all over the country, and when they interchange their ideas among themselves, it is going to help each and every one of us. And let me see the proceedings which is going to be helpful in going forward in this blended mode of learning, and which is going to help NEP 2020, because in NEP 2020, it is not only the regular subjects what we have been offering, and there are a lot of other things that has to be implemented. When we talk about NEP 2020, from this year onwards, we are implementing NEP 2020 at our campus from the first years onwards. It took place after having a lot of deliberations and 1 week workshop and all those things, and then finally we came up with a roadmap of NEP 2020 for technical institutions. Okay, that's what we are implementing now. So in our system, what we have is a major and minus. Apart from that, there is something we call as SMASH courses. Science, mathematics, arts, social sciences courses, which is compulsory of about 32 credits. And for a major, you need to have 52 credits on the subject in which you are enrolling. And all the remaining, when it is a 4-year program, there are 160 credits are there. All the remaining are electives. These electives can be clubbed by any student. He can take another major. Another 52 credits, if he does it for a particular major, he can get it. Otherwise, he can club them together and take minors. Around 25 to 26 credits will earn him a minor. And like this, a student who joins at NIT Pondicherry, when he pass out, he can have a major and 2 majors, or 1 major and up to 3 minors he can have. But if he's not interested in taking any minors, all the remaining things he can take it in electives. When he takes in elective, It need not be in his own specialization. Any subject of his interest, including yoga, sports, he can take. And right now we are offering 2 subjects in sports. NCC officer is offering those 2 subjects. And incidentally, in our college, NCC officer happened to be the physical director also. So this conference, I hope, I'm definite, will throw out a lot of light on the way forward in our distance education, and especially technology-enabled distance education, and help us all in this regard. I wish the conference all the success. I wish the conference participants a good learning. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your personal experiences with online teaching. Experiential learning is the best learning, as they say, and also for insisting on the fact that online teaching should not replace classroom teaching but should function in conjunction with the classroom teaching. And I'm sure that the experts, participants and delegates present in this conference will be deliberating on many of these themes that sir has evoked, that of blended learning, hybrid mode of learning, and particularly issues related to assessment. Thank you so much, sir. The second guest of honor, Professor S. Mohan, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry Technological University, has been kind enough to send us a message. I will now read the message that he has sent to the organizers of this conference. Here it is. I am extremely happy to know that the Directorate of Distance Education and the Department of Computer Science, Pondicherry University, are jointly organizing an international conference on technology-enabled online and distance learning in education in the context of NEP 2020 on 27th, 28th October 2022. I am extremely happy and confident that such a wonderful effort will not only help us make education easier, but also motivate students, as NEP 2020 includes everything for all stages of learning. Please accept my sincere and warm welcome to all the dignitaries, delegates, invited speakers, and students present at this international conference. I also thank the Directorate of Distance Education and the Department of Computer Science, Pondicherry University, for hosting and organizing such an international conference, and I wish the conference a grand success. That is the end of the message, and we would like to thank him for his good wishes as well as this message. I would now like to invite Professor T. Chitralekha, Dean, School of Engineering and Technology, to propose vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Guest of today, Professor Shankar Narayana Swamy, our respected Director of DDE, Professor Ramaya, the Deans of various schools, Head of the departments, faculty friends and colleagues of my own department, research scholars and my dear students. A very good morning to one and all of you here. So, gratitude is the highest virtue of humans, and it is my real privilege to be here to deliver or propose this vote of thanks. So, as you all know, a conference is a congregation of stakeholders of academia and industry, where all stakeholders have their equal contributions in very many special ways to realize this conference. I take this occasion to place on record the commendable contributions of every stakeholder who have supported us in every possible way. At the outset, I thank the Almighty, the all-pervading truth, which has manifested in all possible ways in every aspect of this conference, and all stakeholders to realize this conference today. The best ever efforts of a team are unfolded only by the leader who steers forward the team with his inspirational motivation and rock support. Our Vice Chancellor, Professor Gurmeet Singh, who is at the helm of affairs of our university, has always been that phenomenal leader who has enabled us to walk that extra mile to go live with the conference today and encouraging us with his virtual presence, though he could not make it in person owing to his appointment with Minister of Higher Education. Thank you very much, Professor. An important and special event going live is really rendered lively by the charismatic presence and felicitations of stalwarts, and we are privileged to have Professor Sankaranarayana Swamy, Director NIT Pondicherry, who has added light to this conference by his gracious presence and enlightening lecture. He has been one of the pioneers, I think forerunners in conducting this online classes way before we all started because of the pandemic. It was very delightful hearing your experience, sir, and thank you very much for that. So you have really kick-started this conference with the best spirits and positioned it in the right orbit for it to revolve with enough momentum and pace for the next 2 days. Thank you very much, Professor, for your august presence here and sparing your valuable face time with us. I also thank our other guest of honor, Professor S. Mohan, Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry Technological University, who has conveyed his best wishes to us, though he could not be physically present owing to an impromptu appointment. A conference gains life with the breeze of new thoughts and knowledge brought in by the subject matter experts through their interest-stimulating talks on contemporary topics from very different dimensions. Our keynote speakers, Dr. Chitra Balakrishna, Milton Keynes Open University, United Kingdom, Professor Venkat Shastri, Cranfield University, United Kingdom, Professor Aguila, Director NIT Trichy, Professor Shanti Tilagam, NIT Surathkal, Professor T.V. Vijaykumar, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Dr. Deepan Sahu, AICTE, Professor Chella Perumal, Pondicherry University are our esteemed keynote speakers who are equally toiling with us to deliver their best to this conference, and we express our heartfelt appreciation and height of gratitude for their remarkable contributions to our conference. I thank our International Advisory Committee members to enable this conference as a blend of national and international expertise. I also thank the chairpersons of the various session tracks who are spearheading the sessions. The big idea of this conference was conceived, collaborated with us, christened diligently, fostered very comprehensively and meticulously in every phase, and evolved into reality today by the untiring efforts of our partner in crime, sorry sir, that was on a lighter note, Professor C.K. Ramaya, Director of DDE. We are happy and thankful to you, sir, to shoulder this conference along with you towards the Silver Jubilee celebrations of the DDE. Thank you very much, sir, for pulling off this conference with indomitable spirit and altitude of your timeless and countless best efforts. I thank and appreciate the Deputy Registrar, Lieutenant Commander Rajkumar, Assistant Director Dr. Arvind Gupta, all DD faculty Dr. Kumastri, Dr. Punita, Dr. Nizamuddin, academic coordinators Dr. Madhavi Lata, Ms. Nivedita, and all DD officers and staffs who have jostled along with us in compatible frequencies, in constructive dimensions to bring this conference to reality. The onerous task of organizing this conference went down to its knees by their coordinated and time-disciplined efforts, which was efficiently channeled and piloted by our DD Director, and thank you very much for your astounding contributions to bring this conference into reality. Many thanks to the authors of the papers who have put in their best efforts and published their valuable research contributions with us. We thank all the conference registrants for attending this conference and enabling an ambience for productive knowledge sharing. This conference has been fueled by the generous contributions of DRDO and McGraw-Hill Publishers, and we bestow the best of our gratitude to them for financially supporting us in this venture. A conference works up its way through the administrative ladder to go live with the support of all the administrative and statutory officers, and we render our special gratitude with due diligence to all of them for working positively with us in this journey. It's high time I give fervent recognition, profound admiration and profuse appreciation to my own colleagues who have been the ground force team who got out into the field and made their hands dirty in inching every bit of this conference. I sincerely appreciate all their extended efforts, countless hours spent in working out every single detail to the best possible precision. My heartfelt acknowledgement to the head of the Department of Computer Science, Professor S. Sivasatya and Dr. R. Sunita, who bore this conference in their mind, heart and soul and navigated through the uncharted sea of odds to actuate this conference today. Many cheers to both of you. A conference volume should speak volumes of the conference, way beyond the conference, and this has been possible with the best efforts of our editorial team members who have been toiling intensely and incessantly ever since the inception of the conference to grab the best research contributions from the authors and present them to the best in the proceedings. Their end-to-end work deserves prolific acknowledgement. Congratulations and kudos to the various conference subcommittee teams comprising of real taskmaster leaders and their wonderful elves. I mean their wonderful team members who could actionize every planned work to its best. The extended support help offered by faculty of other departments, especially the press team led by Professor Clement Lutz, the reportering team led by Professor C. Aruna, and comparing by Dr. Ritu Tyagi, has been very inevitable to this conference, and it is sincerely acknowledged with the best appreciation. The heads and technical staffs of the Computer Center, Electrical Wing, Engineer Wing, EMRC have been our best aids towards rendering this conference in a blended mode, both offline and online, and their timely help is much valued. Thanks a lot for every one of you, sirs. We trumpet our conference to the public through the press and media friends, and we thank them for their wonderful coverage of this conference. We are always reassured when we are supported by our near and dear. I mean the faculty friends from our school and other schools of our university, and thank you professors for turning up in good numbers to be with us here and supporting us in our endeavor. I am very delighted and enthused to thank the primary stakeholder of the academia and our conference today, our research scholars and students who have always kept us going extra miles in the best academic pursuits, working with us in every possible way, and thank you very much for being the steering force behind us. Thank you one and all, and hope you will have a productive time for the next 2 days. Thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Professor Chitralekha, for wonderful words of appreciation and encouragement for all of us. She is right in stating that gratitude is the most valuable emotion and it makes for great beginnings. I join her in thanking everybody, each and every person present in this room, the participants, the dignitaries, the delegates, the organizers who will be indulging in fruitful deliberations, discussions and debates for the next 2 days, and extend my best wishes for the success of this international conference.